I think this forum is about education, about skills. It is about the private-public partnerships. It is about encouraging the private sector to invest in education, to have access to education, equity in education, and quality of education.
We realized that education was going to be central to actually solving and resolving some of the world's most pressing issues. What we certainly wanted to try and achieve was to get all of the key stakeholders together in one room. I'm proud to say that we have participation from 850 delegates from 59 countries. We have 7 former heads of state, 40 to 50 chairmen and CEOs, 30 education ministers. So hopefully this continues to grow. I hope that we get to prove and enhance the power of the collective. It's about more than just talking about it. It is about doing something about it.
It's a Davos for education, the premier education conference in the world. I think it's a sort of hit on a subject, namely education reform, which is, one of the hot topics for governments around the world. I've just seen every year not simply an incremental change, but a kind of quantum leap in the way the conference is regarded and respected.
The goals of this conference to elevate education as a global concern on a par with health, poverty, and climate change, and to achieve not just universal enrollment, but profound positive changes in the way young people are taught.
This is not just about how to improve scores. This is not just about how do we meet these objectives. This is about how do we really make people think. And we're hearing it in all the questions. We want to make better children, it sounds like, not just children who get better grades. And that really excites me.
The 21st century is the age of participation. We need all people to come together and offer their input, ideas, and passion, so we can adapt and prepare for the shifting skills and those that are required for the jobs of the future.
In these workshops, we're forcing people to think about the real-world measures in a real education system and decide how they want to change them. And these are the kind of very passionate debates going on in the background as we speak now. So I hope people will go from this inspired to go and make changes in their own education systems and benefit the outcomes for students.
It's about transforming education system. This is not just about moving incrementally forward, but creating a new partnership, making sure that this dramatic rise in the demand for better qualified people can be met. This is the right platform to make that happen.
The role as an educator is arguably the most important profession in the world. We entrust our children to educators. We better support the educators and make sure there's the highest quality.
Being in a collective where they realize your problems are the same problems being faced in developing countries and emerging countries, that this allows educators, I think, an opportunity to say, hey, there are some solutions, we can do a better job.
I think if you truly want to change things for the positive, if you really want to transform a society, if you really want to generate economic development, then if you're not looking at girls' education as a cornerstone of what you're doing, you're not going to be able to be successful.
Just as we speak right now, there are around 75 million girls out there in the world, throughout the world, waiting for an opportunity to receive an education.
The participation of young people in this conference would concretely exemplify the slogan, "Nothing about us without us."
The reasons why we came here is to make sure that there's an intergenerational conversation happening with decision makers. I hope to build relationships where we can share best practices as a way to really push the needle and making sure that every child is in school come 2015 and beyond.
We need representation from the youth, because ultimately that's what this forum is here to represent. So I am here to advocate for all of the youth who don't have access to education or quality education and who need these opportunities, and I'm here to present those ideals and voices today.
It's a real commitment that comes out of this conference, whereby we can collaborate more, whether it be different governments, public bodies, private sector. More collaboration, more commitment to excellence.
everything that has to do with betterment in this world starts with education. I think the no hunger plea from the UN should also be relevant for education. We need to make sure every human being get a chance for an education.
This is just the beginning of the journey. Let's work together, and together let us create a legacy that will be remembered for generations.